Welcome to this series where we are building up a transport empire in Transport Fever 2. In the last part, the focus was very much in this area here, where I upgraded the passenger line between Smethwick, Oundle and South Petherton here. So we've now got a high-speed line here. The line isn't making a profit at the moment, but I'm pretty sure as these cities build, the profit will come. This relief line that I put in here seems to be very successful and things are going quite well. And what I'm going to do now is just leave this area alone and let it settle down. Now, something I did off camera was redo these ore and iron lines here. What I've done is I've separated them out because what was happening is that the trains coming in were always having to wait for their opposite number to come through. So by separating them out now into single entry lines, what that should do is make this line a bit more efficient. Now I do want to make some changes over here to improve the tool supply, but again I don't want to do that in this part, because what I want to do in this part is shift the focus down to Polegate here, because the date is moving forward. We're now at 1963, and of course we've got less than 30 years to go before we reach 1990, when all these towns and cities will start to require all the available goods, which is very much the profile of the original Transport Fever game, when you could supply all goods to all cities. So we're going to get to that in fairly soon. So what I want to do down here is work on this oil system here so that we can get fuel up into Southend and also into Polegate, and I think Bury St Edmunds needs fuel as well. So the idea is to have a dual fuel line here, but we'll be depending totally on a single refinery. But if push comes to shove, we can always expand that refinery out a little bit and see if things work a little bit better. But the first line I want to put in is up to Polegate here, with a view to possibly extending the line to Bury St Edmunds. But then there's always an option that we can use trucks to shift the fuel over to this line, and we can expand this line to take the fuel up to Bury St Edmunds. So I think the first thing we need to do is get in the actual fuel factory, and I don't want to be too close to Polegate, simply because that may just effectively pull the railway station in a bit too close. And what I'm thinking is we got a little bit of neck of territory there, so I'm thinking that maybe we'll put the fuel depot in, if I can find it. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, if we put the fuel, mind you, we're not that far away from there, are we? So maybe I do need to push it up a little bit this way. I probably could do with getting rid of that road actually. I don't think it actually goes anywhere. So we'll just take this road out like that. And if we put this in, so it's a little bit inclined this way. Yeah, I think if we push this, maybe so that we can get the station coming this way. Yeah, I think that will work. And then what we can do is put the station in here. I think we'll go the full 320. A bit of a tight curve, isn't it? Maybe if we push 2 platforms, because we may want to extend it this way. So, or should I start with 1 platform and then I think we'll start with 1 platform, high speed, because we may want this electrified. I think we'll just go in like that. I think maybe we need to take these roads out so we can get a little bit of an outside curve on the supply here. If we get maybe just got a little bit of road there as a connection, and then again we're just and then we'll put you can be a very tight curve, isn't it? Maybe we can get away with that. Maybe we just adjust this a little bit. Maybe a smidge. I think that will work. And then I'm just going to take this road out, because we're not going to be connecting up any trucks here at all, so it's a little bit annoying that this is in the way here. When we could take the road out, I suppose, and then try and get this oil refinery. What we're aiming at, so it's the road, the track bed is going to come down here. So if we put the road back in with, nope, it's not going to work, is it? So if we bring this up like that, then we can angle this back a little bit like that, and then we can just turn this round, and again we're just going to adjust this a little bit. What I would like it is for this station to just come out there. Maybe where definitely want 2 platforms for this. I think that will work. We're going to go high speed or not. I think we'll just go ordinary track to start with, and I want to run off this line here first. I'm going to run what's here. As long as it stays at 120, I'll be quite happy. Actually, if we run a line through here like this, because there's no reason why the train going up from the oil refinery to the fuel depot needs to actually go through the station. You can run there, and then you sneak into that bit there. So it drops to 119 coming into there, but that will work. And then you can branch off there. I mean, there's never going to be much else down here, so we can afford to be a bit extravagant with the line. And 120, 120, 120. Yeah, I think that will work. And then wait for the auto save. And I want to run out here with 120. Do a bit of a sweeping curve with this. So it's going to be a little bit over the top, but I think it'll be okay. And then you can just come in here. Make it a bit awkward for the other line that's coming through, but I think we'll just have to live with that. We've now got this line here. We got crude oil from here to here. I think what we will do is just want to see if I can get in a second. Only put the wrong one in. I'm just going to put one in straight away, because we're going to need a lot of oil to keep everything running. I just want to make sure there's enough space here. I mean, it will be a little bit of overproduction to start with, but why are you not connecting? Okay. So something's gone wrong here. Oh, it looks like we got some new trucks. We got a MAN 1934 No, we got a MailAnd 19304 tarpaulin, tank truck and dump truck. And that would be, we'll have a look at those in a minute once I work out why this is not connecting up. Connected now. Yep. Right. Thank you. Of course, we're going to need to put a depot in. I think I'm going to be a bit sneaky here. Just going to run the back out the back here a little bit like that, and then we'll just put the depot on the end here. And if I take this track and merge it in there, and then that means when I put the other track in, we'll be able to get a connection on both of these. So start from there, run the oil down to there, and we're going to run you up to the fuel depot. So this would be train cargo 1965, and we'll call you Polegate fuel train. So we're going to need a pretty heavy duty train to run this. No, we have electrified the line, so that's what we got here. I admit, I still like this Mill W class EP2. Still seems to be one of the best cargo ones around, but that goes faster, that goes slower. This has got a lot of tractive effort. Not that this is pretty flat though, isn't it? So what we got diesel wise, we got the alpaca here. Again, it doesn't have a lot of tractive effort. Of course, we got the multiple units here for diesel. We got this one here. This has got a lot of tractive effort as well. Let's see, what are you? You're just over 2.8. Maybe we should have this multi-power one. It's got low emissions, lots of. Yeah, let's just give this a go. So we're just going to buy this. And then we're going to get cargo, and of course because we're shipping oil we can just shunt in lots of oil here, and we can get to 320. I think what we'll do is we'll just push this so it changes to mediocre. What's this? This is 260 and it's got 234 capacity. I think to start with, we're just going to run with 216 capacity. We're going to buy you. I mean, we can always enhance this as we go along. I'm going to make this the Polegate fuel train. Of course, what we're going to need to do now is get the demand for fuel into Polegate. We're going to put in a road here, connect up to there. Question now is, where is the fuel in Polegate? Got to be up there, isn't it? I don't want this road here. Get rid of this here. And what we're going to do is run this road like that. We're going to run you into there. And we're going to put in a drop off. I don't want to drop off. This is a residential area. I mean, part of me says do that, so that, and then what we can do is put a road in. We'll put a rural urban road in like that across there. And what we should be able to do is put a route in. Oops. Also, if I actually put a terminal in here, and I'm just going to put a terminal here for fuel, and just how far away can we get this? Oh. That would do. What we're going to do is connect you here. And that will give me a line that doesn't go anywhere near the residential area. Another line there, I'm not sure where that came from. Road 65, Polegate fuel. Where are you? I'm just going to get rid of you. You're not named. So what we can do now is just take a look at our new trucks. We've got a MAN 19304 tanker truck, mission 73, which isn't that particularly important. Lots of capacity. So we'll give these a go. 5. And we're going to set you on not trams, Polegates, 5 Polegate fuel. And what that should do is get the demand for fuel up and running, train running through here. Lots of fuel here, lots of oil here, but that demand will grow. Now comes the fun bit, because we've got to, how am I going to get the train? See, if this wasn't here, we could have an oil field up here. See, my instinct would be to run through this neck, put the the fuel refinery about here, and then that will leave me open to, well, we can use trucks because we got here. We'll probably build a highway through here. So we could run, do what I did there, run a line up there, but then the problem is the line to come back and pick up this oil. And it'll be very long sweeping curves, isn't it? And this is going to have to be a dual line out. Well, I think if we, all right, let's just do what I did last time. Let's just put the fuel production in. I'd like this to be relatively flat. And that's, I think this would be close enough to Polegate, isn't it? Actually, let's put that there so we can get, if we put this in, say about here, and then we can put a I think if we put in a terminal, no, we'll put one of these in, but we're going to use it as a terminus. I just want this to keep my options open. It's a bit deep. Let's just push this out like that, and then I'm just going to sneak it a little bit like that. Now comes the fun bit. We're aiming for, I think we're coming on this line here. Okay, we're just going to come up here. And what I'm aiming for is out there. It's a collision. What's causing the collision? We've got a road here, but there's no traffic on it. Let's see a viaduct here somewhere. Oh, there it is. We got the height here for the viaduct. So wait for the auto save to go through. Wondering whether we can. So that drops off on that side. So okay, I think we'll stick with that, and then we're going to just charge through here. Tunnels everywhere. I should call this the tunnel series, shouldn't I? Really? And I think we curve that there, and then we're another tunnel. And this can follow the track. That brings this line into here. We're not going to join the two lines together. This line's just going to follow this line in. And this runs the refined oil up to here. Now what we got to do is get down to here for the crude oil to get down here so that you can apply your ration. I'm just going to and see if we can get a road here. This isn't fun. And of course it says, goes without saying that this won't. And that will. There's no connection across the top here. Thank you, game. We take off this it here, and put the road. Maybe if we put the road up this side, that might make us a little bit more of a connection, and then queue out that way, and then queue across like that. We can snick off that a little bit there. We kind of ring the entire oil field. Probably not the best way to do it, but maybe. I'm not really going to get a high-speed line out of this, am I? A bit more that way. And that's it. This is going in completely the wrong direction, so we're going to have to come out through there. Oh. And what we're going to have to do now is put a double platform in here. I don't really need it, but oh well. You never know, I might need it eventually. I might want to double track this line or something crazy like that. If we come into like that, then curve it through another tunnel here. Isn't that? Oh, we got some more trucks. We got a Nissan Alf TLD 20 truck and flatbed truck. I don't know if that's an oil tanker or not, but we'll take a look at it in a minute. Wow. Is that? Oh, I suppose we could fly this in rather than letting it drop down. Let's just have a look at kind of. Nah, let's cancel that. And if we cut this back a little bit, about there, and where's the tunnel? Maybe if I just do this here. I'm just going to push you down a little bit like that. That might bring you through a cutting. That's a bit better than last time, isn't it? And you actually sneak into there like that. We've got a line that will run through here. Yep, I think that will work. So we've now got this line here. We'll run down through here. Now the problem's going to be is how the heck are we going to get over there? Almost like we're going to go through this little bit of neck of land here. Because if we try and curve round there, the curve is going to be way too tight. And we're going to have to go here. And just lift you up. I mean, we could do a bit more, but then you're going to gain height, so yeah, I think it's difficult to tell, but I get the impression that is climbing a little bit, so maybe we need to stick with something, drag you right through about there. We have a phenomenally long tunnel. It's all 120, 120, 120. We can drag this out this end, lift this up. So we've gone right through the mountain, out here, and maybe we need to just pull you over a little bit this way. We're actually on quite a high embankment, yes. Actually, can I do this? This could be, no, it's going to be up or down. Oh, we're going to have to go with this then. Okay, we're going to have to go with that. And then we're going to have to kind of curve you a little bit around here. So you're going to have to go down a little bit. Like that. And we're going to have to kind of somehow get you connected onto that line there. I think this is what you could call a pretty major rail line. I think managing the signals and things like that with this is going to be pretty epic. But it's fun. One of the nice things about games like Transport Fever is, yes, there are rules to do with laying out trains and things like that, but sometimes you can just let your mind go completely out there. Let's just change the color of it. It's a bit too close to the other line. So we've got this line here, and this will be CR 67 now. So the game is moving on a little bit faster than I was expecting. Southend fuel. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just, yeah, I'm on ×1. Let's just knock it back to ½ We've got this oil field here. Of course, what we're going to have to do is, I think, given the distance with this line, I think we'll go with the my favourite one. We'll go with you, add you, and cargo, and we're going to get tank car 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and maybe 16, 17, 18. That takes me to gives me 306 capacity. So we'll start with one of you, and okay, well, I need to rename Southend fuel. Because, you need to be TC 67 Southend fuel. So we've now got this line running to here, and of course what we're going to need to do now is get some fuel running into Southend just to get the line up and running. Wait for the auto. I can have a quick look at the. It looks like the fuel is in the kind of southeast corner. So what we're looking at is bringing the road in. Yeah, so we're going to bring. Wait. On a tunnel on a road. Just going to bring you in here. Take you up there. Maybe we'll just put you in like that. Now, one thing I do want to consider here is we're on the edge of mail territory and waste, so there's an opportunity here to put in one of these. Oh, we got another vehicle. Yeah, we've got an aircraft now. We've got a Boeing 737-100. I think that is a passenger train, passenger plane, not train. What am I on about? So I think we can get that in. Part of me says that maybe it's time to put one of these in, so that we can start drawing on the waste. So if I put, well, we're going to probably, I mean, I could put it there. I mean, there's one little building that could get knocked down, but I think that will work. We're also close to the station, so I could actually bring in waste from other cities. So we could probably have a waste processing plant here, which will give us steel. The question is, what will we do with the steel once we got it? Yeah, I think what we can do is just leave enough space so that we can get a little bit of industry there. Of course, we need another one over here to do the delivery. Wow, that's a long way in. I think we put it about there, and we're gonna run you into there, and it's actually going to behave itself. And you're going to be CR 68 south end in fuel there. Now the truck depot's up here, and I think we're going to put another truck depot down here. It's not like we're short of cash, so we can put you in about there. And what we can do now is just have a look at what our truck vehicle options are now. So this is the new one. This one does 80 kilometers. You carry 18. You carry 21, but you've got more cushion. You've got what, 71. You're 70. Don't really want this going through the city. I think maybe we'll just go with this one. We can have a little look at these trucks as well. We'll go for about 8. And these are little, quite dinky little delivery trucks, aren't they? So what we'll get now is we've got fuel. What are you? No. We've got to fix this. I want these lines to be dedicated things. So Polegate branch. The only thing you are going to load here is fuel. And that applies also to Polegate fuel train. Polegate branch, the only thing you are going to load here is fuel. Cancel. Make sure that, yep. So we've now got our 2 fuel lines in. You're going to run up to here. You're delivering to Polegate. So we're getting fuel into Polegate now. And what we're probably going to need to do is push up fuel to here. Let's have a quick look at the cargo line. Polegate to Bury. So we don't actually have a goods train running here. So we must have. We've got Polegate materials. You're actually, let's have a quick look at the vehicles here. You've got box cars, so you can't. And let's see what the box cars actually carry. We've actually got quite an old Mikado train running here as well. You're probably running with the old box cars as well. Okay. I mean, I don't have Mikados anymore. Wow, doesn't time fly? I can't remember how big this platform is. Let me just have a quick look. I think this is only a 160. No, that's 240. We're running with 240s here. So I think you're getting a little bit there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just do this before I finish up this video. We're going to manage the vehicle and going to replace you and again, I think we're going to go with diesel here. I think 105, 188. You're quite cheap. You're very cheap, but you're not very fast. You're cheaper. You don't have a lot of. I don't know. You've actually got more tractive effort than this one, and you're nearly as powerful. Let's just give this EMD GP9 a little bit of a shove. So we're going to use you, and we're going to get boxcars. At the moment we've got 5 boxcars here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to leave this on good because this gives me a capacity of 72, and by the time Polegate grows this train will be antiquated, so we're going to replace you. And what I'm going to do is come here. Well, you can't pick up any fuel oil anyway. Actually, I just had a thought. Something I've never done before is if I come into here and Polegate to Berry. Okay, manage vehicles. I've just thought of something. I've never done this before, and I think maybe it's a good time to try it out. I need my depot. And what we're going to do is come here, I'm going to buy a vehicle in, and then what I'm going to do is come to diesel. We're going to get another one of these, cargo, and what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is good. Can you get another one? Yeah, it's 6. We're going to buy you, and then what we're going to do is assign you whatever this line's called. Can't remember the line's called. Something tells me I need to work on my naming convention. Right, okay. Nope, don't want that one. This one. Polegate materials, we're going to rename you to DC68 because we've just updated you. And we're going to go back to this depot here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to assign you to DC68 if I can ever find it. Polegate materials. And what we're going to have is the 2 trains running here. One's going to have boxcars on it, one's going to have fuel on it. And what I've got to do now is somehow get a delivery to here from here. And I think maybe it's time to put a road across like that. And this is Polegate train delivery. We could drop off the fuel there. What we're going to do is put a line there. Rename you CR68, and we're going to call you Berry Fuel. So you're going to be the Berry fuel line. Do is I mean, here again, I think we're going to go with the low emission because they're going to be close to. We're going to get 6 on here, and we're going to assign you to 68 Berry fuel. And what you're going to do is bring fuel up to here. What type of vehicles have we got? You've got this here. You've got Berry machines, Berry planks. So what type of vehicles have we got on here? Let's have a look at the vehicles. Vehicles, you've currently got Opal, Blitz, Tarpaulins. They probably need upgrading. Whoops. So at the moment we're running these. They're very old and very decrepit. You can carry that. I think we'll replace these with the Studebakers. And what are you delivering here? You're delivering machines. So let's just have a quick look at Berry. So actually the fuel and the machines are in the same area. So where are you actually delivering to? Very machines. You're actually delivering to the drive here. Again, this part of me says maybe it's time to replace this with a depot so we can take the waste away. Yeah, I think that might be advantageous. So. Oh. I think we're just going to drop you in about there. I know we're going to lose 5 buildings, but very machines, manage line, add station, and we're just going to get rid of the drive. Oops. And what that will mean is that we're not going to have dedicated fuel delivery trucks coming in here for the moment, but what we will have is these. We will have the ability to deliver. That's a bit lopsided, but I think I can live with it. And that means we've now got the beginning of a waste supply system as well, especially if I put a waste plant in here, but I don't think Polegate is producing that much in the way of waste at the moment. Have a quick look. Yeah, it's only producing a tiny bit of waste, but really and truthfully, if we're going to get waste, we need it to be somewhere to bring the waste down to here. So at the moment we're bringing in iron ore, but what we could do is use the waste line from here. We could bring waste into here, turn it into steel, and then yeah, but where's the steel being consumed? Up here, isn't it? So what we can do is put a waste plant in here eventually. This will pull the waste from Bury St Edmunds and turn it into steel, which we can then put into the machine factory here. Then eventually what we could do is bring the waste up from Polegate as well. In fact, I think I'm just going to slide that in now while I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to get a waste plant here. And, yeah. Well, that's... Wow, that's big. It's the trouble with a lot of this stuff. It's all very big, and I think if we get that there, and what I'll do is oops, and then what we'll just do is just link this in for a road there and a road there, and that will now bring that into there. And this kind of links the two, but what we may have to do is get a little truck to deliver the steel from here to I mean, we've got a lot of machines in here that really needs to be delivered to Bury. How's this going? Yeah, I think we probably needed a few more trucks on this line. Right, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is let things run on a little bit, get the fuel lines settled and stable, then see if we can get this waste line kind of working so that we can get waste delivered into here from Bury, and maybe hopefully we will pull waste up from Polegate eventually when we could. There's nowhere really else, but until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.